Hello students, welcome back. I hope you are keeping well. Now we'll be discussing the next topic, which is adjoint of a matrix. The concept of adjoint is dependent on the concept of cofactors. We'll also get to know the various properties of adjoint, and we'll also discuss how to evaluate the adjoint of a 2 cross 2 matrix directly. So let's begin. So now the next topic that we have is the adjoint of a matrix. So what do we really mean by adjoint? If every element of a square matrix A be replaced by its cofactor in determinant of A, then the transpose of the matrix so obtained is called the adjoint of A. So what does that mean? This just means, first of all, if every element of a square matrix, we are taking again a square matrix, and if we replace each and every element of a square matrix A by its cofactor in determinant of A, then the transpose of the matrix so obtained is called the adjoint of A. The thing will be clearer by this definition. If we have, suppose A equal to Aij is a square matrix that we have, and it is of order n. Cij is the cofactor of Aij in A. Then the transpose of the matrix of cofactors of elements of A is called the adjoint of A, and is denoted by, we denote adjoint of A by, we write ADJ, that stands for adjoint, and in bracket we write A. So this means adjoint of A. So what are we exactly doing? If you have, suppose, a matrix, n cross n matrix, suppose A, and then you write down the cofactors of each and every element, then the transpose of that matrix of cofactors is called the adjoint of A. So we have a matrix A, suppose 3 cross 3 matrix A of this form, A11, A12, A13 and so on. And what will be the adjoint of A? First of all, we'll have to compute the cofactors of each and every element of that matrix. So C11, C12, C13, so on are the cofactors of A11, A12, A13 and so on. Then the transpose of that matrix, which is this, is called the adjoint of A. Here Cij denotes the cofactor of Aij in A. Okay, so this is how you are going to compute the adjoint of A. But in case of 2 cross 2 matrix, you don't need to follow that lengthy procedure. In fact, there's a tip to find out the adjoint within seconds without any sort of computations. But in case of only 2 cross 2 matrices, right? So we have a general 2 cross 2 matrix of this form A, B, C, D. Then in order to find out the adjoint, first of all you need to compute the cofactors, and then you will write down the cofactor, then you will find out the transpose of the matrix of cofactors, right? Instead of that, what you can do is you just need to swap the diagonal elements. Swap means just need to interchange the diagonal elements. The element at A22 will become the element at A11. Just interchange these two elements and then negate the non-diagonal elements. So we put minus here. That is the direct adjoint of A. So if you have a matrix A as A, B, C, D, first of all just interchange these two elements, the diagonal elements, and then negate the non-diagonal elements. That will give you the adjoint of A. So that was quite simple, right? Now we have an example. Find the adjoint of the matrix A. This is a 3 cross 3 matrix. You need to compute the adjoint. So you'll have to first of all find out the minors, then cofactors, then matrix of cofactors, then take the transpose to find out the adjoint. So what we do is we have A here. Now find out the cofactors. First of all, C11, the cofactor of this would be minus 1 raised to I plus j, if you remember, into, you'll cross out this, or you'll leave this particular column and this particular row, and minus 1 into minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 0, that is 1, and into 1. So this is I plus j, here will be 2, that is positive. So here you will get it as 1. Similarly, we'll find out C12. C12 would be, you will omit this particular column and this particular row, and we are left with minus 3. But here I plus j is negative. This is 3, this is odd, so this will be negative. and so minus of minus 3 is 3. So on you can compute all the cofactors. Now once you compute all the cofactors, what you can do is you'll find out the matrix of cofactors, right? So in order to compute adjoint of A, first of all write down the matrix of cofactors. C11 is 1, then C12 is 3, this is again 3, then we have 3, 1, 1, and then we have 1, 3 and minus 5. Now we'll have to take the transpose of this particular matrix, which would be 1, 3, 1. Now in order to take the transpose, again the rows become columns and columns become rows. So I have 3, 1, 3 and 3, 1 minus 5. So I have 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3 and 3, 1 minus 5. This is the required adjoint of A. I suppose the thing must be clear by now. Now we have certain important properties of adjoint of a matrix. If A and B are square matrices of order n, then A into adjoint of A would be equal to determinant of A into In equal to adjoint of A into A. So if you multiply matrix A by its adjoint, that will be equal to determinant of A into identity matrix of nth order. If A and B are square matrices of order n, right? Similarly, determinant of adjoint A would be determinant of A raised to n minus 1. This is important. This can be used in various questions as well. Similarly, this property is important. Adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 2 into A. This is generally used in questions. You can expect questions based on this property. Then we have adjoint of A transpose is equal to adjoint A whole transpose. So whether you find out the adjoint of transpose of a matrix or you find out the transpose of adjoint of a matrix, both the quantities will turn out to be equal. Adjoint of AB is equal to adjoint B into adjoint A. So just note the order here. Adjoint of AB is equal to adjoint of B first, second matrix first into adjoint of A. Adjoint of A raised to the power m is equal to adjoint of A whole to the power m. So whether you compute the adjoint of mth power of A or you find out the mth power of adjoint of A, both the quantities will turn out to be equal. Adjoint of Ka is equal to K raised to the power n minus 1 into adjoint of A, where K belongs to the set of real numbers. Here n is the order of the matrix A. Adjoint of 0 is simply 0. If A is symmetric, then adjoint A is also symmetric. This is quite obvious. Again, if A is diagonal, then adjoint of A is also diagonal, and if A is triangular, then adjoint of A is also triangular. So these properties are quite important. Basically these two are very important, second and third. Now we have a question based on adjoint. If matrix A is equal to this, then adjoint of A. So most of the students, what they do in such type of questions is they try computing. First of all, they'll find out the minors, then cofactors, then the transpose, and then the adjoint, right? First of all, you'll find out the adjoint of A, then they'll find out the adjoint of that adjoint of A. Once you get adjoint of A, then they'll find out the adjoint of that particular matrix. But that would be correct. Obviously, that will give you the correct answer, but that will consume a lot of time. So these properties are meant for this use only. Just now we have discussed that adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A raised to n minus 2 into A. If you remember, we have just now discussed this, right? So we'll be using this property. Here this is a 3 cross 3 matrix. So here we'll have 3 minus 2 into A, that is determinant of A into A. So we just need to compute this value. So first of all, I'll be finding out the determinant. In order to compute the determinant also, you can see here, we can proceed from any particular row or column. So since here we have got 2 zeros, it is easy to proceed from this row. So I take 2, then we have 4 minus 0, that is 8. So this is the determinant of A. In fact, in this question, I would like to tell you one more thing, that if you have a triangular matrix, in order to compute the determinant, what you can do is, you can just multiply the diagonal elements, right? So 2 into 2 into 2, that will give you the value of determinant, direct value of determinant. So we have got determinant of A as 8. Now what I do is I need to compute adjoint of A. So that is determinant of A into A. So that is 2 0 0, 2 2 0, 2 2 2. And so this is simply, either what you can do is you can take out 2 common and we have 16, and what we are left with is 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. This is the final answer. So this was quite simple, provided you would have known this property. Those of you who wouldn't be knowing this property won't have been able to compute it so easily, right? They would have wasted at least a minimum of 15 minutes, whereas we have computed in within 2 minutes. So this was quite simple, I suppose. Next question that we have here is, if a matrix A is equal to PQRS, then find determinant of A of adjoint of A. So in this type of question, what you will do is always try to compute this ways. So first of all, I'll find out the adjoint of A, because you are supposed to compute the value of determinant of some particular value. Unless and until you have this value, you cannot compute the determinant, right? So first of all, we find out the adjoint of A. And now again, as I've told you, in case of adjoint of 2 cross 2, you can directly compute it as swap the diagonal elements, negate the non-diagonal element. So this is adjoint of A. Then I find out A into adjoint of A, which is PQRS into S minus Q minus RP. Okay, so this gives me PS, or I'll write it down here. This gives me PS minus QR, SR minus SR, and again I have minus QR plus PQ, right? So I have minus PQ plus PQ, minus PQ plus PQ, that is 0. Then I have minus QR plus PS. This gives me PS minus QR, 0 0, PS minus QR. So what I can do is I can take this common and I have 0 0 1. So this is what I get, PS minus QR, 1 0 0 1. Now what we do is, we are supposed to find out the value of determinant of A of adjoint of A. So that will be equal to, PS minus QR obviously is constant, so that will remain here. Now we will have to find out the determinant of this, which is obviously 1. Right, so this is into 1 and this gives me PS minus QR. So this was the required answer. Find out determinant of, we have found out the determinant of A of adjoint of A. In fact, this was also quite simple. So I hope you must have understood the concept of adjoint. In the next session, we'll be discussing the next concept, that is inverse of a matrix. So keep watching.